Hi, Mustafa. How are you? Hi, Paul. How are you doing?
I'm doing well, thank you.
Good. So is it about 8 o'clock right now or 9 o'clock in Moscow?
No, 11 o'clock. Uh, uh,
It's out late. Oh,
yes. Uh,
okay.
I
That's right,
live
because
in
you
the
don't live in
center of
Moscow.
Russia.
Yeah, you live in I remember that now. Yeah. Okay. For some reason I always think Moscow, and I know that. I know better because there's a lot more places. Russia's a huge country, so anyway. All right. And hi, Mustafa, can you speak? Hello. Okay, we cannot hear you. Maybe you need to set your. Let me show you a trick that you maybe need to do. I want to screen share real quick, and then I'm going to bring the Hangouts over onto the screen. One thing, Mustafa, maybe you can check is go to this thing right here. It's the settings, and check to make sure that um, it's set up with the right headset, and then play the test sound. And that's what you can do. Okay. Um, so, all right. And uh, uh, is it Tron? Uh, what is your name? Again, I just saw you a couple hours ago. Um, from Vietnam.
Thảo.
What,
Yes,
what
my name is Thảo.
Tao? Yeah, I knew it started with a T, the t sound, but that's all I could remember.
Yes,
Tao. Okay,
Thảo.
thank you. Sorry about that. Um,
No, no worry, no worry. Yeah,
yeah. So how are you doing?
I'm doing very well. Yes.
Excellent.
How are you doing now?
Doing okay. Doing okay.
Yeah, me
Yeah.
too. Yeah.
Yeah. It's the for me. I've been ill this week, so it's the end of an illness where I'm trying to get my strength back, but it's very hard. So yeah. All right.
Right.
Uh, so Mustafa, can you speak yet? Can you try to speak? Yeah, I have to get your computer get off of mute first. See if you can speak. Hello, Danil. How are you?
Hello, I'm
Hi.
great.
A,
Thank you.
que-
How are you?
a question for you. Are you from Kazakhstan?
Yes.
Okay. Are you in law school?
What?
You're in school. What are you studying?
At school?
Yeah.
Uh,
Do you study
uh,
or
I'm student in a
okay?
university.
And what are you studying?
I'm studying rights. I'm gonna be a lawyer.
A lawyer. Okay. All right. Because I was thinking I was talking to somebody from Kazakhstan who is a lawyer, who is studying to be a lawyer. And my last class, I was talking to a person from Kazakhstan who is a lawyer. So okay, um, excellent. So, Mustafa, can you try to speak again? Okay. Okay. Right. Well, today's topic, we are going to go over probability and chance, and
Yes.
talk about
Okay.
and probability is what could happen, the chance of something happening. And so let's go ahead and get started, and then go from there. I'm
Hello?
sure other people will join us. Oh, good, excellent. Okay, we can hear you now, Mustafa. Excellent.
Ye- Yes, okay.
All right. Yeah, and remind me, you are from Iraq, correct?
Yes, I'm from
Okay,
Iraq.
excellent. And Tao, you are from Vietnam?
Yes, I'm from Vietnam.
Okay, excellent. Okay,
Yes.
so we have Danil from Kazakhstan, and then Mustafa from Iraq, and Tao from Vietnam, and
Yes.
and Pavel, or do you want us to call you Pavel or Paul? What
I
is your
think
preference?
there is no difference.
Uh-huh.
It's good for me. Both of name is good for me.
Okay, so you're fine with either. Okay, and so there's Paul from Russia, and then I of course am Holly from the United States,
Yes.
and I find it interesting all the countries that we're coming from. My mom asked me to write a list of all the people that I'm talking to from all the different countries, and
Yes.
just this week. I have talked to people from 22 different nations through Verbling. To me, that's pretty awesome. So, 22 countries. All right, so let's go ahead and start. So what we're going to do is we are going to systematically go through this vocabulary lesson. My learning goals for you guys today are to learn some new phrases and also to practice speaking. Okay, so so I want you guys. The plan is to learn new phrases. Oops. learn new phrases, and possibly some vocabulary, and then also practice speaking. Okay, so expressing probability. Does anybody know what probability and chance is? Danielle, do you have any idea? Do you know what probability and chance is?
Probability. It's in general it's the same, but it's not same.
Uh-huh.
Probability it can be maybe, or it's
Yeah.
not can be. Chance is I can't explain it.
Okay,
Sorry.
no worries. But you understand it, right? Okay.
Yes.
What I like to do is I like to say that probability is a percentage of something happening. And the chance is the same way. They're both very, very similar. But I also have difficulty explaining it. So does everybody understand that what we're going to talk about today is the probability of things happening? So, hi, Julio. Welcome. Can you speak? Can't hear you yet. So maybe it's still loading. Looks like you're trying to. And I do hear somebody breathing into their microphone. That might be me. I don't know. So, Julio, can you try to speak now?
Hello.
Oh, awesome. Okay, we hear you now. Awesome. All right. Okay, so we're going to talk about probability and chance today. Let's start looking at the grammar for this. First of all, let's look at how the following verbs and phrases are used to express probability. So we have be likely to plus infinitive. Daniil, can you read this first sentence?
People who have a healthy diet are likely to live longer.
Okay, so your first pronunciation of that word was better. So people who have a healthy diet are
Diet
likely.
is correct.
Yeah, that is correct. Likely to live longer. So you have are likely to, and then the verb. Okay. The next one is be certain to plus the verb. Okay. So Julio, could you read that one?
You're certain to pass the exam if you study hard.
Mm-hmm. Perfect. Okay. Next one, be unlikely to plus the infinitive. Mustafa, can you read that one? And you need to unmute yourself.
Yes. Which one?
This one, under be unlikely to, right here.
people who study hard are unlikely to fail their exams.
Excellent, thank you. And be certain not to. Tao, could you read that one? Be certain not to plus the infinitive.
Yes. He is set not to get the job now after insulting his potential boss at the interview.
Okay, so be careful when you say this word that you pronounce the whole word. So he is certain.
He is certain not to get the job. Yes.
Perfect. Certain, not, very good. Okay, and then be bound to plus the infinitive. Pavel, can you read that one?
Yes, it was a wise decision to go to England for a few months. Your English is bound to improve.
Do you guys agree with this?
Yes.
You agree? What do you think, Tao? Is it a good decision to go to an English-speaking country? Will your English improve if you go to an English-speaking country? Pavel, you say yes, it will. Anybody
yes.
else? Leo, you think it does? It will?
Yes, I think so, yes, but I'm not so sure about England.
Really? Okay, why would you say you're not sure about England?
Well, I think that British pronunciation is quite easier to understand, but the expressions, I mean, they are just not useful in American English. You know, like for example, they say in American English, you guys say elevator, while they say lift. So probably if I say that in the States, some people might not understand me.
Okay. Yeah. So if you have to be sure that you're actually speaking world. One of the things I was telling somebody earlier today is when I first started teaching 20 years ago, we taught American English or British English. Now the trend right now is to teach more of a world English because people speak so many different varieties of English, and it's important for you guys to understand all of it. So, yeah. Ake, welcome.
Yes, hello.
Hello.
How are you?
So what do you think? Do you think it's a good decision to go to an English-speaking country for a few months? And if so, do you think your English is bound to improve?
I think so. How can you like or not? To speak English 24 hours is hard, actually. And I cannot understand the local accents a lot. And it could happen in England because RP is clear, but local people of England maybe doesn't speak RP. Only 3% of people speaking RP there.
Yeah. Okay. I was going to say, does everybody know what RP is?
I can. Yeah.
Pronunciation.
Yeah. It's called received pronunciation, and it's the typical pronunciation of English that you guys are taught by a lot of the teachers.
Yes. So when I happen to meet, not English, sorry, it's about America, but the English speaking there is different from classroom English, so
yeah.
I have to deal with that. It was hard, but anyway, after I came back and I got a TOEIC exam probably, and that was the highest score ever I got, and after that score dropped. Anyway,
okay.
So maybe that experience made my English better probably.
Okay, and so you were in Atlanta, Georgia,
yes.
Which has the southern drawl and the southern accent.
Right, my English turned to be like that, and Newton sound is very strong there, so kind of.
Yeah. So my opinion is it's a wise decision to go abroad for a few months. Your English is bound to improve as long as you don't go to a country that is your native language. So if Julio were to go to Colombia or go to Spain, his English would not improve because he would continue speaking Spanish. But if or if Daniil were to go to Russia, and he would probably just speak Russian if you speak Russian. And so that wouldn't. But in my personal opinion, is if you just go away from your own country where you can't speak your own language, your English is bound to improve. That's my opinion. But anyway, I digress from the topic.
Excuse me. What does that mean? Is bound to improve?
Okay, let's talk about that. Okay, so bound to actually is it's very, very probable. Yeah. So, but this is one of the things we're going to go over. So, which of the above expressions indicate that something is, for example, certain? Well, be certain to plus the infinitive. What do you think would be very probable? Anybody have a suggestion on that one?
Think number 2. You are certain to pass an exam if you study hard.
Mm-hmm.
That's almost 99% accurate.
Mm-hmm. So be certain to, yes, but also very probable is all. The other one for that one is be bound to. Bound to
Okay.
plus the infinitive. Okay.
Sorry, I have a pronunciation question.
Okay.
Certain or certain?
Both of them are correct. Certain, I say certain, and other people might, but the one thing to keep in mind, this AI is not an A sound. So it's what we call a schwa in linguistics. It's certain, an sound. But you can use this with a D, a certain, or cert. And how did you pronounce it? I can only say it one way.
I think certain and certain.
Yeah, and how I pronounce it? Do I pronounce it the first way or the second way?
Sometimes when you really read slow, you say certain, but sometimes, like a couple of times, you said certain.
Okay, yeah. Certain. They're both correct. One is quick speech, and one is the slower formal pronunciation. So good question though. Probable. Which one of these here would be probable? Probable is maybe. Tao, what do you think? Tao? Are you there? Okay, what do you think number 3 would be? What do you think would be probable here?
Probable is probable. It's in be probable.
So it would actually be likely to plus the infinitive. So if it's just probable, and this one would be like 50%. You think it could happen, but it might not happen. You could use likely to.
Likely to equal probably.
Yes.
Yes, it is 50%.
Mm-hmm. 50 to 75%, yeah. Not very probable. Anybody have a suggestion on that one?
Yes, it's are unlikely to.
Mm-hmm. Yes, so you be unlikely to. Okay, that's. You guys see how I can be very picky about the font. Be unlikely to plus the infinitive. Okay, and then be very unlikely or impossible then would be the last one, be certain not to. Okay. All right. So let's go on. Let's complete the following sentences with a suitable expression from the previous exercise. So number 1, Ake, could you do that one?
Okay, don't go outside in the cold with wet hair. You get ill. And the option is are.
You are what?
Okay. You are likely to get ill.
Good. So don't go outside in the cold with wet hair. You are likely to get ill. And also, from personal experience, the hair will freeze. It will be, you have icicles on your hair too. So, okay, number 2, Pavel.
Okay. Newspapers blank become free in the future because of competition from the internet. Newspapers, it's very difficult. Maybe newspapers are bound to.
Okay, and actually for this one, all of them will work. So are bound to, likely to, and also are certain to. But I think bound to is, to me, that's the most probable one, in my opinion. Okay.
In this case, we can use any variants.
Yeah, exactly. Any of those. It just depends on your opinion, bound to, certain is like 100%. Bound to would be 75%. Likely to would be 50%, for example, right? Okay. Number 3, Daniil, what would you say for that one?
The politician, yes.
Politician?
The politician be likely to win.
Okay, so the politician is likely or unlikely?
It's unlikely.
Unlikely, yes. Okay, so the politician is unlikely to win the election since he is becoming increasingly unpopular. Very good, thank you. Tao, could you do number 4?
He is likely to fail his exam because of
So he is likely to. Okay.
Likely to prone to bound.
So he's likely to fail his exams because of his laziness and lack of motivation.
I think better will be is certainly to.
Is that, you said you think it what?
I think we can certainly to.
Okay, and actually with this one, it's like number 2. The other ones will actually, the other positive ones will work on this one as well. So you're also certain to.
Yes, certainly to.
Certain to or bound to.
Bound to. Yes.
Yeah, all of these will work.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. Number 5, Julio.
You're bound to put on weight if you carry on eating like that.
I know.
Yeah. I don't know your eating habits, teacher.
but I know, but I could answer that correctly because it's true. It's very true, and I keep telling myself that I need to stop eating this unhealthy and exercise more, but maybe one day I will. So, number 6, Mustafa.
Yes.
Can you do number 6?
He has practiced very hard, so he is certain to pass his drive exam.
Okay.
He
Yes.
is
Yeah, he is certain to pass his driving exam. Okay. And the other ones will actually work as well. In the positive ones, all 3 of them usually will work most of the time.
Yep.
So, so number 7, Pavel, could you do that one?
Okay. Tim has never been to China before. He is certainly not to understand the language.
Okay, so he is certain not to understand. Perfect. He is certain not to. Yeah, and
I have a question there.
yes.
It's about the preposition after been. So is it the same if I say Tim has never been to China and Tim has never been in China?
No, it's been to China, been in China. It isn't the same meaning, but then it's a very very tiny difference in meaning. So when you say he has never been to China, it means he's traveling there, but he's never been in China. He's probably in China right now. It's very very slight. And normally, I would say that most native speakers would not say Tim has never been in China. Well, they might, actually, if they're being lazy. But the correct grammar would be been to China. So I'm sorry, I don't have a very good answer for you there because it really depends on everything. So
you would say that been to China is the most common expression?
Absolutely, the most common.
That will do.
Yeah. All right, number 8. Ake, could you read that one?
Okay, this weekend is going to be very cold, so I'm certain not to go out.
I would say I am unlikely.
Yeah, I'm searching for that, but
okay.
I couldn't see it, so yeah.
Okay.
I think both are work, but
They
unlikely
both work.
is better. Okay.
Yeah, and it really depends on who's speaking because I'm the same way as you. I have not driven my car very much since the cold started, so I am certain to go out, but I am unlikely to go out, but I'm certain not to drive. So.
Okay.
So. All right, let's go on. Expressions with chance. We use words such as good, fair, slight, little, no, any, etc. with chance to describe different degrees of probability. Study the examples. Which 2 structures are possible? Okay, so let's read through these. Pavel, could you read the first sentence here?
They are organizing a big party, so you have a good chance of meeting someone interesting.
Thank you. All right, and Tao, could you read the next sentence?
Yes. John doesn't have any plans for tomorrow, so there's a good chance that he won't come to our party.
Okay. All right. And Mustafa, could you read this next one?
If you pass.
Yeah, this one where it starts if.
Yes.
You see it?
Yes. If you hurry, you have a fair chance of catching the bus.
Okay. All right. Thank you. Julio, could you read the next one?
The sky is very cloudy. There's a fair chance that it will rain tonight.
All right. Excellent. Thank you. And Daniil, could you read the next one?
My train tends to be delayed often, so there is a slight chance that I could be late tomorrow.
Okay. Okay, could you read the next one?
Okay, the train tends to be delayed often, so there is a slight chance that I could be late tomorrow.
Okay, so that was already read. Could you read the next
Sorry.
one?
The manager is very busy today, so there is a little chance of meeting him.
Very good. Okay, and Pavel, could you read the next one?
You have no chance of beating Sam. He has trained for 10 years more than you.
Okay, so he is trained. Okay. And Tao, can you read the next one?
Yes. Is there any chance you could call me at lunchtime?
Yes. I definitely could call you at lunchtime because I think I'm awake during your lunchtime. But I won't call Pavel or Daniil or during their lunchtimes and not Mustafa because I'm probably asleep. So, but in Vietnam, I think I could call you anyway. So what are the what two structures are possible? Did you guys catch the two different structures?
Structure is
have and there's.
Yeah. So
those are structures.
Yeah, exactly. So it's a blank chance of, and then the infinitive ing. So a good chance, a small chance, a slight chance of doing. So a blank chance of doing something, of meeting, catching, a fair chance of catching, there's a little chance of meeting. So it's the ing form after that. The other structure is a blank chance, an X chance that. So there's a good chance that he will come, a fair chance that it will rain, a slight chance that. Is there any chance, and this one is completely a different structure, but is there any chance you could call me at lunchtime? So this is a different structure as well. So
I have two questions.
Go for it.
The first is prospects. Like I've heard, or at least I read that prospects can be used as chance. Like, what are your prospects of becoming a good parent?
Oh, okay. Are there any prospects? Prospect.
Another example can be like my prospects of becoming a happily married man are very thin, for example.
I'm not sure that that's the right word, because when I think of a prospect, I want to go to the dictionary for this one. When I think of a prospect, I personally think of, is there any chance your company could get new prospects? So let's see how it might be different ways of using it. But I'm thinking that it's a completely different word that you're thinking of that's very close to that. Let's look. Something expected, prospects, chances, financial expectations. Let's see. Okay, let's look at that. I'm going to show you. A lot of times I just Google and I a lot of times get the different dictionaries, and this one is actually pretty good because it's the free dictionary, so you can get some examples, and So you are right. Let's look at the different examples you could use with prospects. And prospects is sometimes plural. A probability or chance for future success, especially is based on present work or aptitude. A good job with prospects. A vision of the future. What is foreseen or expectation. She was excited at the prospect of living. So it's the same. She was excited at the chance of living, so it's the same structure actually in London. Unemployment presents a grim prospect. So yeah, it does work the way that you were asking. I was thinking though of this one, an apparent. I was thinking of the other use of it. So good question, very good question.
I have another question. It's about the usage of little and few versus a little and a few.
A few. Oh man,
I talked with a colleague that is Canadian, and he told me like, no, that they don't use, they never use a little or a few. That is just like a translation from Spanish. So I was like, I'm pretty sure I've heard that before.
No, we do. A little versus a little. There are a lot of different explanations on that, and here's one. I like to show people different resources. Here's one. I just typed in a little versus a little, and I got this explanation right here. And it has to do with countable and uncountable nouns. So let's look at it. The expressions a little and a few mean some. If a noun is singular, we use a little. For example, a little money. If a noun is plural, we use a few friends. In connection with a few people often speak of countable nouns and uncountable nouns. So countable nouns have a singular and plural form. In plural, these nouns can be used with a number, 4 friends or a few friends, right? Uncountable can only be used in singular. These nouns cannot be used with a number. A little money. So uncountable nouns take a little. Of course, you can count money, but then you would name the currency and say that you've got 3 euro, for example. Okay, now we're getting to your question. A little, a few, or a little or few. It's a difference if you use a little, a few, or little, a few. Without the article, the words have limiting or negative meaning. For example, a little means some. Little is hardly any. I need a little money. I need some money. I need little money. I need hardly any money. Does that make sense, you guys? A few equals some, where few is hardly any. A few friends visited me, which is some friends visited me, or few friends visited me, or hardly any friends visited me, or few friends. So that's basically the difference between a few and few. So few has more of a negative meaning, and it has less to do. Basically a negative meaning. So it has, if you have a few friends, you maybe have 3 or 4 friends. If you have few friends, you have maybe you have 1 friend, if that, for example.
All right. I'm thinking about these sentences like, I don't think I have lunch today in the cafeteria because I have little money. And I think I can have at least a sandwich at the cafeteria because I do have a little money.
Yep. Yeah, so if you have little money, you have no money. You don't have enough money to buy what you wanted to. But if you have a little money, you might have enough money. So a little is at least some. Where Tao?
Sorry, Holly. I will come back later. And sorry, everybody.
Okay. All right.
Yes.
No worries.
Yes.
Thanks for telling me. Thanks.
Yes. Okay.
Bye.
Sorry for Jimmy.
no. But yeah, but that is basically the difference between little and few. Now, possibly the reason that the Canadian teacher said that there wasn't any, there wasn't a little or a few, was possibly the way you were using it, and he or she wasn't thinking about that. So. But whenever, just a rule of thumb, I do this all the time, and if you have a question about grammar, I'm sure you do this anyway, but that's what I did. I did a little versus little, and then I'll check. Sometimes the first ones that come up aren't very good, but I'll go to one that is. So.
All right. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Oh, you're welcome. I hope everybody gained a little knowledge on that grammar, because it is a good question, and it comes up every once in a while, but not enough for me to remember the reasons, and that's why I love the internet so much, because we've got the rules right at our fingertips if we know how to look for it. So, okay, let's go ahead and rewrite the sentences below with an expression with chance, okay? So number one, Ake, can you rewrite this one? You are unlikely to win the race.
Okay, you are unlikely to win the race. You have the little chance of winning the race.
You have a little chance of winning the race, okay? Okay, and number two, John is very talented. He is likely to become successful in his career. Daniil, can you please rewrite that one?
With little or few, yes?
Yeah, with little or few, and also chance.
John has a few.
Or you could also say a good. John has a good, and this one I would use.
John is very good.
So John is talented. So he has maybe.
Talented. Yes. John is very talented. He's a little to become successful.
Oh no! How about he has a good chance?
He has a good chance to become successful in his career.
Exactly. He has a good chance to become successful in his career. So has a good chance is this one. Actually, he has a good chance. Let's not do that one. Sorry, that's not correct. He has a good chance of becoming successful. Okay? In his career. All right.
Can I say there is a good chance of him becoming successful?
Yes.
In his career.
There's a good chance of him becoming successful is very good way of saying that. Yes. Okay. All right. Julio, can you do number 3? I might have to go to London this year.
I have a fair chance of going to London this year. Or I have a good chance of going to London this year.
I have a good or fair chance, okay? Fair chance of going to London. All right, excellent. Number 4, Mustafa, can you try Germany could win the World Cup this time?
Yes, Germany has a good chance of winning the World Cup this time. Has a good chance.
A good chance of winning. Okay, question for you. Do you guys agree? Do you agree for the next World Cup, does Germany have a good chance of winning?
Yes, because Germany has won this year.
Okay, so they have a good chance of retaining?
Yes. It's correct sentence.
Yeah. Very good. Okay, Pavel, could you do number 5?
Larry has no chance to come to the party.
Okay, so Larry Let's see. I would say instead of Larry has, I would say there is
has no chance of coming to the party.
No chance. There's no chance that Larry will come to the party. That's how I would say that. And that's with this one. Like the manager is very busy today because there's little chance of meeting him. So there's little chance of meeting him. So there's my train tends to be late often, so there's a slight chance that I could be late tomorrow. So there's no chance that Larry will come to the party. Very good. Now, could you possibly lend me $5? Does anybody want to try that one?
A few dollars, yes.
Yeah, it would.
Is there any chance you could possibly lend me $5?
Is there any chance you could lend, instead of possibly, because chance is already there, lend me $5? And Julio, if I ever meet you in person, I will loan you $5. I will give you $5 if I ever meet you in person. So, all right. Let's go on. Work in pairs. What we're going to do is I'm going to play a video, and so you don't have to go to this website or anything. And the video doesn't have any noise on it, so it's just what you will see. And for each clip, what I'd like you guys to do is discuss the possibility of each of the scenarios below. So for the first clip, what do you think? The climber will have an accident. So bear with me while I get the video on my computer. I will open it up. Okay, so on that situation, okay, what do you think? Will the climber have an accident?
Sorry, I missed the video, so.
Oh, you missed it. Okay.
Other person.
Okay, so let's go to Pavel. Did you see the video?
Yes, I saw.
I can show it again if you guys want me to. But so anyway, do you think that the climber will have an accident based on what you saw?
I think there is no chance that the climber will have an accident.
Okay, so why do you say there's no chance?
There is no chance, yes.
Okay. Okay. Is that because he is he climbing right? Because I don't know anything about mountain climbing, so.
Yes. I think he's professional and he uses good rope.
Okay, so he knows what he's doing. Okay, okay. Let's watch the next clip real quick. Okay, so Mustafa, what do you think? Will the woman win the race?
I think the woman has a little chance to winning the race because the man is faster than her.
Okay, because the man is faster than her. Okay. All right, thank you. Okay, the next one, and I kind of went on. I minimized the screen. Let's see. Okay. Okay. This is a mountain climber. This is the racer, because I forgot to stop it. So, and then this is the next one. Okay, so Julio, do you think the man will get rejected?
No, I don't think so. But you never know with women. I think there's a slight chance of being rejected by the girl.
Okay, so there's a slight chance, but do you think the flowers maybe won her over?
Well, yeah, they pretty much work, but you never know. Women are, they are picky, and maybe if she's in her special days, well, they are unpredictable.
Okay. Thank you, I guess. All right. Next one. Okay, so Danil, what do you think? What is the chance the dog will eat the cake?
The dog will have chance. How to say? The dog has a good chance. Of eat the cake.
Okay, so the dog has a good chance of eating the cake.
Eating, yes, the dog has good chance.
Okay, excellent. All right, and so the last one. Let's go to this one. Okay, so Ake, what do you think? Does the girl have a chance to throw the man to the ground? What chance does she have?
She has a good chance of throwing the man to the ground.
Why do you say so?
Because her position is like throwing away position.
Okay. So are you familiar? Was that karate or was that?
I'm not sure. Could be karate or kotendo, the kind of martial arts.
Okay, so it was any type of martial arts. Okay. All right.
I have a question for you, Holly. What are the chances of a student like me speaking English like a native speaker without going abroad to study English?
I think because of modern technology, Julio, you have a very, very good chance of being able to speak like a native speaker. However, you will always have a slight Spanish accent because you didn't become I don't know. When did you start studying English? How old were you?
Probably I was a teenager.
Okay, yeah, because the general rule of thumb is if you want to speak English with a native speaking accent, you have to start learning the language before the ages of about 9 or 10. So you will always have a slight accent, and I don't see any problem with that, but I think there's a very good chance because, years ago, before the modern technology, a person had to really go abroad to become fluent. Fluent in the way that native speakers speak. But nowadays, with organizations like Verbling, you guys have a chance to practice every day. Whenever you can pop in, and so there is a very good chance. I think it's a very good chance of each one of you becoming fluent without actually having to go abroad. So, and awesome. that's my opinion. And of course, I am I'm a live online evangelist, so I love this kind of teaching. So. And have been doing it since 2006. So, all right, let's go to, it says in pairs again, but we can't do that. But let's choose 3 topics from the list below and discuss what is likely or unlikely to happen in each case. Okay, so the next Football World Cup. Mustafa, all 4 of you watch the World Cup?
Yes.
Danil, do you watch the World Cup?
Excuse me? What I watched?
Do you follow the World Cup, the Football World Cup?
No.
No, okay. Okay, and so, Ake, do you?
Sorry, I missed the question.
Do you follow the Football World Cup?
Yeah, during World Cup season,
Okay.
somewhat followed.
Okay, so why don't you guys, because I don't follow it, and Daniel said he doesn't, but I think the rest of you do. Why don't the three of you discuss the football teams and practice speaking and decide who you think will win or has a good chance of winning the World Cup or at least going to finals. Okay, so Mustafa, why don't we start with you? What teams have a good chance of going to the World Cup and progressing to the finals?
Finals. Germany has a good chance.
Mm-hmm.
A good chance to winning the Football World Cup, because the next I may the Germany also, because this the previous year it won the cup, and I think the next year it will win the cup also.
Okay. Okay. So are there any other teams you think might be a good competitor against Germany?
Yes, like Brazilian team or Spanish team.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And Julio, do you agree with Mustafa, or do you have a different opinion?
I partly agree. I think that Argentina has a very good chance of becoming the next World Cup champion, because Argentina has really good prospects, and I'm talking about the soccer players that are rising stars right now, and it's a country that lives and eats and breathes soccer. So I think they have a really great chance of becoming champions in 2000 something. That's gonna be the next World Cup. And yeah, I think Germany is pretty good, but I think that the chances of them becoming champions again is not that good, because they already uh, were champions this last World Cup, and statistically, it's difficult for a team to become champion two World Cups in a row.
Okay. So.
Mhm.
I.
Yeah. Mustafa, do you agree?
Yes, I agree with
you see that?
Giorgio. Yes, Argentina has a good team, a good football team. Yes.
Right. Okay, what's your opinion?
Yes, I think German, Argentine, and Spain, and Brazil also strong. So.
Okay, so
Yeah.
how about the U.S.?
U.S. is strong, but the problem is ordinary people or U.S. citizens are not so following World Cup. So
Well,
World Cup.
They are every World Cup. They're more and more are following. So maybe before we all die, the World Cup might be really important.
People follow more American football or baseball or basketball.
Yeah,
in America. I feel sorry for American team because they are pretty good result in World Cup every time, but yeah, media don't focus on that so much.
Exactly. How about Mexico? Does Mexico have a good team?
Not really.
Okay.
And right now we're having so many political and economical issues that I don't think that's gonna happen in the next 4 years. And I agree with Aka about United States. I think you guys are spreading too thin, because you want to be the best in everything. You want to be the best in gymnastics, the best in basketball, the best in American football. So you cannot win in everything.
Yeah, I agree with you there. But what I do know that in the last 30 years, soccer, as we call it, has become more and more popular. But it's still never. I could actually call soccer and hockey a second-tier sport. So you have the first tier is football, basketball, baseball, and then the next ones. So.
And women's soccer is pretty strong in United States too.
Yeah, well, in fact, like for example, my nephews, the first sport that we've put them in when they were 3 years old, they took a soccer, they joined a soccer team and learned the basics and the fundamentals of soccer when they were 3, and then they skipped it when they were 4, and this last summer when they were 5, they played soccer again. And one twin in the spring, one twin is going to play soccer, and the other twin is going to play baseball because, and the one twin loves to run, and he thinks baseball is boring, and the other twin really likes baseball, so or t-ball as it's called at that age. So.
I think that the problem with United States is that you guys see soccer. Well, I mean, I'm generalizing, but you guys see soccer like a girly sport, and maybe that make that if you want to become a professional soccer player, you might be looked frowned upon. Instead of, why don't you just do American football like a real man?
Yeah, I would agree with that, or at least basketball. So it does depend on the family and so forth, but I could see where for example when my brothers, sisters, boys, when they turn about 8 or 9, they'll be able to start playing football, and I can see where they would have to make a choice between football and soccer. And if their classmates and the other boys that they know are all playing football, that's what they're going to want to play. So, yeah, they start out playing soccer, but they might not end up playing soccer. So, anyway, it looks like we're actually 2 minutes over the class, and I have another class. Uh-oh, I'm late. Sorry. I'll see you guys maybe in the next class on a bodyguard. Thank you very much.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.